Folks, we are live. Welcome to the Random Party Generator. I am your Russian host, Tenkar. No, I was just, I'm shitting with you.
Very
Anyway,
nice.
very nice. Yes, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. I could do, from Rocky and Bullwinkle, right? What was it, Boris?
Boris.
Natasha. Boris and Natasha. So, with me this week, stage, right? But yeah, I guess so. Is none other than Tim Short's Gothridge Manor. Below me, as the Fonzarelli pose, is Greg, also known as the Chubby Funster.
Hey.
And Greg's going to be giving something away later, and it's not his virginity. He's going to be giving away something actually that's pretty cool. It's linked on the bottom of the screen, so if you don't win, buy yourself a copy. It's the Shadow Dark setting. Shadowrun, we'll talk about it a bit later. And we got Rob Conley, Mr. Bat in the Attic.
Hey, folks.
And by the way, we will probably, possibly, maybe have Joe the Lawyer come in. I don't know. He could, knowing Joe, he's on the shitter. I really don't know where he is. He said he was going to be on tonight. He was the first one that said yes. And they say it's coming in hot.
Right.
I'm
It's summer. He drinks. He does marijuana.
Yeah.
It's summer. Do we need to say more?
There's more important things. So, Flint, Fugly, Hiatus. Yes, we're. Oh, listen. If you're coming, I was gonna make a joke. I'm not gonna make it. But if you're coming here for promptness, you've got the wrong channel. Oh, there is Joe.
Oh,
Come
He
with
is
me
back.
if you want to live.
I'm back.
Joe has been standing us up for the last month or so.
I know. 2 shows missed for both good reasons. I just forget what the fuck they were. Sorry, guys. But
I think the first one was drinking, and the second one was
no.
family. Yeah, no,
One
no.
was it?
Yep.
could
It
be.
was
No.
hanging out with buds from work.
What?
Yes,
That
he
the
was.
first-
That's right.
It was,
That's right.
hanging out with buds from work. Listen, you got to.
It must have been a good night because I don't remember it.
Apparently so.
Joe works.
I sometimes. Hey, Mountain, what's up? What's going on, man? Yeah. Rare, a few rare. Oh, speaking of rare, dude, you nailed it on the fucking head. Let me get the bottle. I'll be right back. You got to see this shit. I'll be right back.
Hey, we're getting a reach around from Joe. Oh, we're showing time. Climbing that mountain. Welcome. All right.
Hey, are we live?
Yes,
Yes.
we're live.
All
We don't
right,
wait
cool.
for you.
Cool. All right,
Who
we're
the
live.
hell-
Bitches.
Who the hell waits for you?
No,
We wait for you.
the world waits for me. Jesus Christ.
I know.
At least somehow makes sense. Yeah, that is
Put on,
right.
put on your Batman outfit before you turn on the camera, Joe.
Oh, I got the Terminator going on there. Speaking of rare, though,
Okay.
guys, this is so. I'll give you the backstory. A million years ago, back in the pre-COVID days when I was younger and funner, there's a shithole strip club I used to go to. Right, I heard the rumor of a really, really great flavor of Patron called Cafe Patron. It was like a coffee flavor Patron. Bottom line, they stopped making it sometime prior to COVID. I don't know why, because they're fucking assholes, because it was fucking good. And I was at a bar about 5 months ago, and I saw they had like one bar had like an inch of this shit left. I'm like, oh my God, it's all mine. I must have it because they don't make it anymore for years. So I'm like, I got to have this shit. So it was like a fucking ritual, the finishing off of the last bottle in the universe of Patron. However, I went back to the renovated shithole strip club that became kind of an old person's bar with like grannies and walkers and everything. And it was like goddamn disgusting. All the good memories are gone, right? And I'll just like geriatric memories now because I can't unsee that shit now, But anyway,
You'll be there soon enough, Joe.
I know. I'm about 3 years from away from that shit. But the bottom line is, the first place I ever came across this stuff was at a liquor store near this fucking shithole strip club bar. So I'm like, I'm on my way there after work. Let me stop in, have a burger. Let me check the old liquor store, see if they have any antique bottles of this shit. These motherfuckers did, right? Check this shit out. Check this. Let me turn off the fucking background here so you could see.
Where's
Where's the virtual background?
Oh, no.
None. Look at this. Cafe Patron, baby. I bought 3 fucking bottles because holy shit, right? And I'm so excited because I got 3 bottles of this shit that nobody makes anymore. Then I get to the shithole strip club after I'm bragging about it, and I Google it, and it turns out they had a limited edition. It came out like fucking 3 months ago because everybody's all excited about espresso martinis. So I'm like, son of a fucking bitch. So bottom line, I thought I was getting something rare. I was getting something common, but it's going to be rare again because they're not making it anymore. It was a limited edition. So I still have Cafe Patron. As you can see from that bottle, some of it is gone. Sorry I'm late. That was the reason.
Okay. Great. Your comment is spot on.
Mm-hmm.
I was just about to type that. Yeah.
Few rare consumable items. Yes, exactly. That's what I mean. That's why I ran and grabbed it. Huh?
While you were in the middle of your story, I left a comment that said there's a point somewhere in the story.
So there was a point. I got to the point, bitch.
Yeah.
I got there.
Ramble on.
You're my favorite coffee drunk.
Yeah. Well, coffee. How do you beat coffee and liquor all in one fucking combination? I mean, honestly, Jesus Christ.
I
It's
know how
it's
you feel,
that.
Joe.
You're drunk too, Rob?
I used to love Ponderosa Steakhouse, and some people don't like it because this. I know I like how they did their steak. A lot of people don't, but the chain went bankrupt or something, and then they went out of business like 10 years ago or some long time ago, and then I had to go to Canada for a business trip, and I chose to drive there, and I drove to New York State. In Watertown, there must be the last goddamn Ponderosa in the universe. So I made sure I stopped there and had my last Ponderosa Steakhouse dinner.
That's it. You're right. I mean, when I saw that little bit of Cafe Patron left, Rob, I'm like, because I recognized the bottle from a distance. It was like a side angle. I'm like, hey, what is that? And she says, oh, that's this old thing at Cafe. Oh, what? Bring that shit over here. And I just had a good time. Fucking, it was like a ritual. It was a beautiful ritual that night. Finishing that fucking last bottle off.
In my life, I roll ones like Tim when it comes to liking special food items. So if a restaurant has a special item that they release for a limited time and I love it, it'll be deleted immediately. It will never be. I will never make it.
But I know exactly.
But if they come out with a sandwich that sucks ass, they will ride that sandwich until the end of the time. Arby's came out with a chicken Caesar market fresh sandwich that was so good, and then they immediately killed it. Like every time they bring out something, I'm like, "This is great."
Speaking of sucking and riding ass, let me change the banner there, Eric. There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, the McRib is pretty good.
Ugh.
Wow.
Oh, Matt Jackson is old as dirt and still You're always picking on that man.
You have to.
You're a bad boy.
Did you see the chat?
Yeah, I know. Folks, just so you know, there are multiple links scrolling on the bottom of the screen. First one, there is a classic Pathfinder bundle up on Humble Bundle. I am that ass that will take something from any system and I'll shoehorn it into the OSR. Pathfinder is easy enough to do, but if you want things like the Blight, the pirate one.
The Blight. Isn't that a Swords and Wizardry thing, Eric? Or the Blight? Isn't that the setting?
It's the Pathfinder stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Razor Coast. Some huge things for Pathfinder. I can convert it to the OSR. 74 PDF for $25. Greg, very own Chubby Funster, has Shadow Rim recently released up on drive-through.
July 1st is already copper.
It's
so
good time. It is not saying what it is a homage to, but if you need a little help, it take out the shadow and it's something Rim.
Wait. You're saying Greg publishes shit? Next thing you gotta know, Matt has a fucking webpage. What are you talking about?
Hey, I'm up to 12 books now, Joe. You still haven't even published Blood Island.
12 books.
You need to wake up, Joe.
I'm a little awake.
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe you should stop taking all these downers. Take some uppers, buddy. Up.
Well, that's why I got Cafe
Joe,
Patron.
it's not just virtual; it's real.
What?
Yeah, that's
you bought his shit, Rob? There. You sucker.
He told me that I should charge more for it.
Really?
Yeah, if he's gonna lowball his stuff, I'm gonna snatch up one or two.
All right.
There you go.
Lowballing Greg snatch. I mean, that's just.
I got this one in print because this starts off the character at high level, and it focuses on domain play for Venture Conqueror King.
Right.
Now I did tell Rob I should raise the price from $3 to $5 on the PDF, and I'm gonna do that when I get off of this podcast.
$4.99. You want to keep it under 5.
So
you're a greedy son of a bitch.
Yeah, I totally forgot we had that conversation until just now. So
$4.99, not 5.
$4.99. Okay.
The link on the screen will take you to Shadowrim. Think of the sky with a rim. It'll take you there, and then you can click on Chubby Funster and see the rest of the stuff that Greg has, and snag shit before he actually increases the prices on you. They're great. By the way, Greg's saying, "Give me a copy away."
No, the purpose of Shadowrim, just to jump in there, is to allow people to play in a classic setting that they like using Shadowdark. And there's a big critique that I've heard about Shadowdark that, I don't know that you can run a full campaign with it. I don't know how you can do it outside of the dungeon. This is a huge keyed map. You can go around and explore locations. I intentionally left a lot of room for you to do any of the locations you actually like from the classic setting and put it in there yourself. So that you can, if you love this game, all these locations in your head already. Nice. I need to provide you that information. I tried to innovate on stuff and still leave holes for people to put in whatever they do like from the original game.
So is it onlyfans.com/chubbyfunster? Is that the right?
You got it. That's it, Joe.
All right.
Different service. That's a different service.
That's Greg's other business.
Hey, look, somebody's got to pay these bills, Joe.
You got to do what you got to do, man. No judgment here, buddy.
We have a link to the Ennies awards voting. Now, listen, I don't think anybody on screen is going to argue that the Ennies are a popularity contest. They aren't a quality contest.
It's a woke popularity contest.
Well, whatever. You know what? There are people that do respect the Ennies. So if you have publishers on that list as you go through it that you believe in, vote for them. And if
vote
you don't
Shadowdark, folks.
And you don't have to vote a whole ticket. I mean, you can go in and vote whatever you want. I went and voted for almost all my votes were for Shadowdark, but I did cast a couple for Free League because they do make Alien and Walking Dead and some other games that I like. So
Lord of the Rings RPG.
Just vote for the ones you want. Yeah. If you don't know somebody, just skip it.
There it is. Yeah. Lord of the Rings RPG.
Okay. Yeah.
Even though I believe that was last year, so it's not on this year's list.
So now I'm going to throw something up that Joe hasn't seen yet. The other stuff is on the show.
I've seen you in your tidy whities, Eric. What are you talking about?
Pretty broad category, though.
Yeah, no, it's not quite that.
Oh, whoa! Tenkar's toilet. I love it. The mimic outhouse. What the hell is this?
Thank Foogly.
Nice, Foogly.
I don't know about the tongue, Eric. That's like a little bit personal, licking the character's ass before you swallowed.
Rob, that's just called a bidet, Rob. It's a medieval bidet.
Somebody's got to grab the character and drag him in, and it ain't going to be those teeth.
It's
the tongue, man.
I don't know. With the tongue there, I don't know which is worse, the teeth or the tongue.
Well, what do you prefer, Rob?
Yeah.
I don't know,
you
Joe.
Prefer jelly or syrup?
Since you asked the question, why don't you lead off?
One leads to the other, Rob. A little bit of each, So I'll let you figure out the order.
I really do. Foogly did a great job with this.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So That now I'm not sure. Do we do with the Tenkies? Do we do like a ladder for the Tenki for the
Needs
best
to be a
of?
ladder.
I was
And
thinking,
I-
Eric, you could have a little ladder like leaning up against the side of the
Yes.
outhouse right there.
Oh, okay.
With the guy falling off. You know, like just like a bald fucker, an old bald bastard falling off the ladder.
An old bald bastard gnome.
No, yes. Oh my God, that's awesome.
And he could have little hearts in his eyes.
Yes, because he's in love.
Because he's in love, and he can't come on the podcast anymore because
his girlfriend took his dice from him and shit.
Oh, so I just went to SD, and we have a selection of D&D miniature ladders.
All
right.
We can make this work, folks.
Yes,
we can. We can rebuild them. We can make it.
$6 million.
Some of them even come painted.
Oh my God! So in any case, that's Foogly. Some great effing work there. Holy
that's really good, man. Good. Impressive.
So
are we going to do the Tankies that we talked about it 2 fucking years ago that we're going to do this shit at ShireCon?
ShireCon, Dad Mike wants to do it at North Texas during the whiskey.
What? You still in our Tankies? That fucking ass. That's a ShireCon event, man.
Because he thinks it works better under alcohol.
Well, there's plenty of alcohol at ShireCon. Trust me. If there's not enough, I'll bring some. All right.
In any case,
I personally would vote for North Texas. Yeah.
He who has not gone to a convention in how many decades, motherfucker?
Hey,
you're voting for North Texas
because I don't like people.
Oh, I mean, Please buy my shit, people.
Hey, I like people from a distance. Like
as long as they got a big wallet, huh? You're like a hooker.
Okay.
As long as they got a wallet, you like them.
Hey, I spend time with you. God knows why.
That's true. That's true. I'm a low-grade whore, so yeah, I get it. In any case, hi, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Bless you, my sons. Bless you. Yes. Go in peace. May the devil leave us.
Dude, I'm having priest flashbacks, man. Don't do that to me.
So it was a traumatic hot topic this week. What mistakes have been made in our hobby this week?
Oh, Kyle Brinks. Fucking.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's talk about something good. How about that House of the Dragon episode, Joe?
Yes. House of the Dragon is kicking ass. Rob, did you like the full frontal?
Nice.
It was there. You saw it. We all saw it.
I saw
there was a BJ right on screen, and then there was full frontal. I couldn't believe it. I was sitting there like, what the fuck am I? Is this HBO? What the hell is going on here?
Well, it is HBO.
I couldn't believe full BJ and a full frontal. Jesus
wait. Did the BJ actually include the male member?
Yeah, Eric, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't fucking believe it. I'm looking at HBO. I'm like, what the hell is this shit? This is my 13-year-old fantasy of what HBO should have been, dude. This was amazing.
Demonetized.
That was Showtime back in the day.
That was Skinamax, man.
Oh, Skinamax. Oh, yeah.
Skinamax, not Cinemax, Skinamax. Right after like 1
a.m. I didn't know that was going to be the highlight of the episode for you, Joe. Figuring that seeing our first dragon on dragon
this conversation into good, wholesome topics.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
and then Joe just burned it to the ground.
What do you mean I burned it? I elevated the fucking topic to a higher point.
You erected it, didn't you?
All right, now that Joe has dragged the dragon down, just like
is that a euphemism?
Haman's dragon killed the one.
So
what's the latest fuck up in the gaming world?
Kyle Brinks.
Well, is it really a fuck up? I mean, you can argue why he left. Was he forced out? Was he seeing the ship was going to sink?
Either way, he's lucky because it is going to stink. He's getting out before it stinks.
Well, first of all, did we ever hear from Kyle Brink after the OGL debacle?
Yeah, well, we did.
When he said
there was some people like him.
He was
on YouTube shows, Rob.
Yeah, he went all around trying to carry water for a long
time.
Yeah, and then
he failed miserably.
He said that people like him should get out of the hobby.
Yeah.
Now he's gone.
Time out. I'm going to correct you, though. I went back and reread it.
Oh.
He wasn't out of the hobby. People like him should be essentially out of positions of authority. So he wanted.
What does that mean, though, Eric? Did he find people like him?
At WotC, leadership positions at WANSI should not be
white men, middle-aged white men who've
right.
been supporting the hobby for 40 years. Those guys.
Well, I actually had to go back and reread it because I was like, everybody's getting upset about this, and I go, and that's how I remembered it as you did. And I went back and looked at it, and was he the clearest in saying it? No, he said people like me should get out of assembly. He didn't say the hobby, and he didn't say it at D&D, but I could probably find it again. But he was essentially saying that people like him should no longer be steering the game. I would guess with the new artwork, I don't know who's steering the game, but it doesn't look the piece here. I'm gonna throw this out there. Listen, I don't know what artwork they haven't shown or why they haven't shown it. If there's action art, there's art that makes you think of Elmore and Parkinson and all the other classic artists. They're just showing day in the life of romance, people eating dinner, people holding hands, and why is this what's leaking? I'm assuming there's going to be action art in the actual books. So why are they leaking these? Not even leaking. Why are they telling the artists, "Hey, put out that the latest art piece of the two elves holding hands and snuggling up. Give us the orcs,
the Mexican orcs."
Mexican orcs. Why is it not? Hey, showing us,
Eric, did you see the latest? Did you see the latest art from Wizards about mages? Did you see that shit? Jesus Christ! I mean, look at this shit. This is literally from the Wizards of the Coast book on the latest mage class. This is it right here. The magic user, they're calling them.
I don't.
This is a specialty class.
I disbelieve.
No, this is a specialty class called. This is called the Pervo Master.
Okay, and I'm disbelieving for two reasons, and only two reasons. The hair and the mustache are out of date. All right, otherwise you could have had me going.
Greg, don't you have a picture somewhere with Eric with that same exact mustache? I'm just saying.
Let me see what I have been keeping pictures of Eric.
You do have an Eric archive of pictures.
Probably easy to.
Joe, when I said drag the conversation down, I didn't really think you would take me literally.
There's no depth.
Yes, I have it. I have it right here.
Okay, let's see. I knew you had some Eric stashes going on there. I knew you had some old school New York City 1975 cop Eric mustaches.
Let me share this window here.
I thought you had something.
Here we go. We got fine specimen.
There we go. Look at that shit. Look at that shit.
And that's before I was a cop, so that tells you I was in decent shape.
Really? You call that decent? Okay.
I call that decent. Okay. Hey, I was dressed all in black. You can't tell me otherwise because you can't tell.
I do the dress black thing too, Eric. You got to slim down, bitch. I know.
Yeah. The chains, the lack of double chin.
You're such a fucking Italian wannabe Guido motherfucker. Look at that, man.
Oh, my God.
That whole look.
My hair wasn't all grayed out like this pepper.
Yeah. That's impressive. Anyway, Rob, what you want to talk about, Rob? Back to the dragon shit. Rob's like,
no, Rob yielded and went it. So not only did the thing about Kyle Brink drop this week, but they also had Ben Riggs, is that his name? Yeah, it comes out and says Gary Gygax is a sexist and we should talk about it.
What?
He made some big posts on Twitter, and I only knew about it because of all the people replying saying you're a fucking idiot. But I don't know how popular it actually was amongst.
Yeah, Gary Gygax did some stupid sexist shit, and when he wrote letters to Europa, and he wrote that one comment in Greyhawk. But
what did he say?
Oh, the Europa one was over the top. It's so over the top that.
I think it's sarcasm. It's that.
It is sarcasm. It's so over the top that it's sarcastic. However, if you're the one that feels it's being directed at you, you are going to go, "Holy shit! Do I really think that Gary is any more sexist than any other adult from that age?
No. That's a good question. That's the point, Eric.
I'm gonna throw something out, and maybe it's a difficult topic, but here's something that we are all in this modern age of the 2020s, and we are always told to respect other cultures, right? You have other cultures whose beliefs are totally, I don't know, I don't want to say abhorrent, but totally not within our moral grounds, but we're told to respect them. So why do
I got the Europa comment whenever you're ready, Eric.
So why is it we look at the past, all right, that we don't treat the past as a different culture? Because it essentially is.
Yeah, we look at the Roman Empire as a different culture. We don't judge that.
We judge our past, but we're told not to judge other modern cultures. And I don't understand that. If you can hold our past accountable, then hold, and I'm not naming any of these cultures, folks, so don't get all bent out of shape. Read into that what you will. But, okay.
I totally agree with that.
The only past they judge, Eric, is the past the Maoists couldn't erase. Anyway, the nasty old sexist male chauvinist pig for the word Deanism and shit. Anybody want to read this out? All right. Gary Gygax, USA. I have been accused of being a nasty old sexist male chauvinist pig, all hyphens, for the wording in D&D isn't what it should be. There should be more emphasis on the female role, more non-gender names, and so forth. I thought perhaps these folks were right and considered adding woman in the raping and pillaging section, in the whores and tavern wenches section, the special magical part dealing with hags and crones, and thought of perhaps adding an appendix on medieval harems, slave girls, and going Viking. Damn right, I am a sexist. It doesn't matter to me if women get paid as much as men, get jobs traditionally male, and shower in the men's locker room. Oh, he wouldn't object to that.
Time out. So he is literally looking into the future.
Yeah.
This is
no shit.
75. 50 years ago, he's talking about women showering in a men's locker room. Well, we have that. Yeah, so very, very perceptive. It's almost like he's But go ahead, Joe.
All right, stepping back. Medieval harems, slave girls, and going Viking. Damn right, I am a sexist. It doesn't matter to me if women get paid as much as men, get jobs traditionally male, and shower in the men's locker room. They can jolly well stay away from wargaming in droves for all I care. I've seen many a good war game and wargamer spoiled thanks to the fair sex. I'll detail that if anyone wishes. Which really segues back to what we were talking about before. Matt getting laid now and not playing fucking D&D no more. So Gary was right. Matt is a cuck. There it is. He said it.
Wow.
All right. So now here, I'm gonna do a little throwback to me in my, I guess, late teens, early 20s. I was dating a girl who wanted to be at every game session, but didn't want to play. Didn't want to play. She wanted to be part of it all. Yeah. So she wanted to make sure I wasn't doing anything I was supposed to be doing, but didn't want to actually engage in the game. And my friends would have done it. It got to the point where my mother had to pull her aside and say, "You know what? You're essentially being see you next Tuesday." So I can see some of where he's coming from, because back then I do believe there was a large amount of people. Thank you, Doc. I'm gonna put you up. I'm gonna put you up on the screen.
Damn. Chat for Derek. Nice, $5.
So I can see where Gary was getting defensive. Now, again, this is 1974. He's or 75. It's around then. He is being certainly sarcastic. He is certainly being somebody is being aggressively back to people. We don't see what set this off. We don't see.
That's right. They don't share.
These pages from what little I've seen, these pages were definitely the 70s version of a cesspool. I mean, these are nerds. Right. So most of them socially challenged.
Thank God we've got rid of all those people nowadays.
Yeah. This is like the RPG site, basically, back in the day. Then the print version.
Not far. But I will say that this was a dumbass comment back in '74.
But
even though it's
Rob,
not entirely unexpected.
But Rob, it's dumbass only if you expect it to go viral like it can today. Back then, 9 people read that comment.
Yeah,
right.
But there's also the thing. Remember back when the most recent time Zach Smith's name was mentioned about the people who were engaging in all the backroom talk and rumor mongering and all that shit behind the scenes that finally came out with the woman who made the tape recording of interviews. Remember that? I forget what exactly her name was.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, it's this part of that exchange. There was a thing about how these people are so brutal because they're fighting over basically attention spans. So there's only a limited number of people who are paying attention to the hobby. So if they can sink other people's battleships, then they'll get more attention. I think that has to be the same logic behind it. Why would a company or a person who loves a particular brand, even if they don't work, go out of their way to find moral problems with the person who invented it?
You're really choppy, Greg. You're chopping out. Are you away from your mic or something?
Is it better now?
A little bit,
yeah. I just don't. Why would you go and attack your own founder? Like whatever problems McDonald's has today, they're not going to be solved by finding out that Ray Kroc said something mean to somebody in 1953.
Wait.
Like it doesn't matter.
You're saying that Ronald McDonald didn't found the company, Greg? Are you?
That's exactly what I'm saying, Joe. I'm sorry to be the one to have to tell you this.
My childhood, Greg.
Okay.
Destroying it.
But why are you going back and attacking your own company's founder? Like, if I worked for a company and somebody found out something bad about a person who founded the company, I would be like trying to minimize that. I wouldn't be like, let's talk about this in front of the universe.
Greg, this gives in the modern day, and probably even back then, if there was a way to get this message out, this gives you clout.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm the one that found the evidence. I am Ben Riggs. Come read my books. By the way, he does historical books. His books are all right. If the other side of the spectrum is sometimes a little bit more scholarly and scholastic and feeling like sometimes reading a college textbook when you're looking at it, John Peterson. But it's complete and it's full and it's usually pretty much agenda and opinion free. Peterson presents you the history. Ben Riggs interprets the history in his books. They're more entertaining to read. I will certainly say that. But am I reading history or am I reading somebody's interpretation of it? I know with Peterson.
Are you reading a story?
All right. With Peterson, I am getting solid facts. I am not getting a slant. I am not. Again, listen. If you're on this channel to some extent, you're an RPG pundit. You've got opinions. We've got 5 different opinions on this screen. But if you're going to go back and present that piece, you should be presenting that piece as, hey, you know what? It could be said that Gygax has said some sexist things. But Ben Riggs didn't do that. Ben Riggs went off like he was writing himself another not a scholarly paper in his case. He was writing an entertaining essay, which I'm surprised he wasn't putting up behind a paywall. The length of it, I couldn't read the whole thing. I started reading it and went, "Oh my god!" Yeah, okay. I've read enough because I'm reading stuff on my phone. It's on Facebook.
So my mother was a swim coach for my high school in the town I still live in now. But they didn't have a women's swim team back in 1971. They had a boys swim team, and it sucked. And the football coach, didn't want to do the swim team anymore. And my mom enjoyed coaching swimming at the Y and applied for it because she was a teacher in the local school district and was eligible. And nobody else would take it, so she got the job, even though it was traditionally men. And she had to put up with a lot of crap. And now my mom was a no-nonsense person, as Tim will remember. Well, yeah, as Tim will remember. So she didn't put up with bullshit. But, you know, for all the shit she put up with, she also still worked with the district and her fellow coaches, and she made it work. She didn't tolerate it, but she made it work. There were people. They say dumb shit, and a few were unfortunately malicious about it. And those, yeah, you should still criticize them. But the rest of them, you know what? They turned out to be people with dumb opinions then. And eventually they came around to my mom, and she was part of she was, part of the swim community, and she made the Meadville swim program what it is today, both boys and girls. In fact, when she started the women's swim program in my hometown, and she retired undefeated in regular season. Now, how many coaches can say that?
Yeah, again, you're talking about Gary Gygax, who hired a bunch of women to do all kinds of things.
He hired fucking, look at Darlene, for fuck's sake. I mean, who doesn't love Darlene and her maps?
He hired Lorraine to his detriment.
Oh, yeah. That's another story.
Yeah. So
his daughters formed the important part of the play testing of original Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. And the best print ad for D&D ever made.
Back then, at least. Yeah. One of them.
The whole thing could just say, look, you made a dumbass comment.
But it was so over the top, Rob. It had to be on purpose. You know what I mean? But back then, it would never have gone viral.
I would say to that, Joe, is one thing that makes this kind of egregious, in my opinion. It's obvious to me. It's obvious, even if it's sarcastic, a dumbass comment.
However, not 50 years ago.
Yes, 50 years ago, that would have been a dumbass comment.
No, it wasn't.
Oh no, it was over the top. Even 50 years ago, it was over the top.
It was over.
But people would have read it as, all right, he's making his point by being over the top.
Yes.
Today's society, if you're not offended and in a constant state of being offended, you're offensive. You don't care about people because you're not offended. Mm-hmm. And I can't live my life being offended for others.
No,
I can't.
But the thing is about this story is it's not the complete story. He doesn't show the past Europas that what everybody else was doing at the time, and maybe we would understand why he said what he said.
Well, that's just one quote taken out of context of an entire interview. So you have to look at the entire interview. This is a Rashomon deal. You're different people are bringing different perspectives to one thing, and they're seeing it from different angles. The problem is they're not seeing all of it. They're only seeing their points of view. Yeah. And this Ben Rings has a point of view that he's really forcing down her thing. If you go back and read the whole interview, you might come at it with a different perspective because you're seeing what was said before that, questions were asked. We're just getting the thing out of context like we do in most internet cases or these days. They just find the stuff that fits their point of view, they put it on there and ignore anything else.
And that's a different crime from presentism, because presentism is saying this person believed something in the past that we've changed now. What you're talking about is just selective reporting on whatever. You can go back and say, did you know that the British Empire killed a lot of people between 1939 and 1944? Yes. Right. But they weren't the only people killing people in 1940s. It's that kind of like you could go back and pick one person and say what they did wrong.
Right.
And that's just as misleading as judging somebody who you are presenting fairly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for example, I mean, you got to be careful about, the presentism can leave. I mean, the whole idea of dismissing presentism or doing presentism can be, totally fraught because some things were considered bad back in the day. For example, that comment, it's not considered. It was considered bad, but basically it was disrespect toward the ladies. Okay.
Yeah, but I think that's why that he went to do, like Eric was saying, he went over the top to just exaggerate the point of how ridiculous it is to think that he would be that way.
Yeah.
And because
I agree. That's not the point I was making, that he would be sexist. I was saying somebody was presented with a sexist remark. Most people, at least when I was growing up, would view that as bad, not because it was like, women's lib was a big thing. It was just simply disrespectful, and you don't disrespect people for whatever reason.
Well, actually, when we were growing up, is you don't disrespect a woman. That was actually what it was. It was, you could say generally whatever the hell you wanted to another guy, but you didn't say it to a woman.
Exactly. I would like to add at this point that all of the comments that I've made in all of my appearances on Random Party Generator were sarcastic for the future people who are going to be mining these podcasts for content. I want to make sure that I'm on the record here as saying all of my comments were sarcastic.
If it's not convenient for them, Greg, it won't matter. Yeah.
You think
you're fucked, because they're just going to edit out that comment.
Rob dropping the F-bomb. Wow. 43 minutes in. I'm impressed. We've broken Rob, boys and girls. We've broken him.
So, listen, I've already been misquoted over the last 10, 12 years I've been in the hobby as a personality. I've been misquoted. I've been taken out of context. I've had people attribute things to me that never came out of my lips. And I've had accusations made that I am a danger to women in the hobby. The man who brings his wife to every gaming convention he goes to.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a danger to women in the hobby.
You could infect them with wrongthink.
That could be it. At least the person that made those accusations is no longer in the hobby. But I mean, that is all you need. See, in this case, and my opinion. So Ben, if I'm off base, feel free to say it. But in my opinion, Ben is looking to get attention for his work.
Who said this? Who said all this shit?
Ben Ridge.
That name is familiar. What's he ever done in life?
He's written a number of books.
Did he? All right.
On the hobby, on
Take your word for it.
and Gygax. Okay. So, and now here's my question: since he's probably had this piece of work for probably years with his research and his connections, and this is another one of those things. Why release it now? Is it because there's been pushback against the disclaimer that was thrown into the making of D&D? A disclaimer that wasn't put in there by John Peterson. It was put in there by
really.
By
I didn't realize that. He put that
in the prelude. So it's not. It wasn't Peterson. This was Tonko or whatever the hell the guy is.
Yeah.
Tondo. This was Tondo, the one that was doing all the videos about how D&D is racist. The original D&D.
You mispronounced
Peterson mentions it in his intro, but he puts it in context like Eric.
Yes.
Like he usually does.
And that's why I really respect John Peterson, because John appreciates what history is. If you are a history aficionado, you like history in all its flavors.
Historians don't judge history. Historians look at history just objectively. They don't judge it.
Now, if you want to do historical fiction, God bless you. I read some great historical fiction back in the day.
Knock yourself out.
Harry Turtle did some great stuff. However, that's not what I expect when I'm looking at things that are about my gaming community, my gaming history of this hobby. It's offensive to me if you take things with, and it's not just out of context. It's with no context, except for the context that Ben doesn't show us, right? I mean, if you have this and you probably have stuff before it. Again, like Tim was saying, show us the context. Show us what got Gary to say you're all calling me a sexist. Well, you know what? Here I am, and I am proud of it. And what brought him to that point? We don't see. We don't get to know it.
Well, if they showed the context, they would also show that those letter pages because that wasn't an interview. That was a letter to Europa.
Right.
Now, they do have interviews with Gygax, but that particular thing was a letter to Europa. So we need to see the previous issue, and you'll see that it's a cesspool like today, some of the forums today. But maybe a tad bit more polite because they had to write a letter, and usually people think a little bit more. But it
there has to also be some consideration for it. It's unfair to monitor all communications by a person ever and sift through them until you find the things that you want to go after.
And not only that, with AI, they can make our voices and our images say whatever the hell they want. So it's all the truth becomes a pick and choose. If you want to believe it, you will. It's like the inkblot test. The truth of the future will be an inkblot test, a Rorschach test, whatever you call it. It's basically whatever you call it. Yeah, that bullshit. Where you see a bat or you see a shit stain. It's going to be that. Whatever you want to believe will be.
We know what you see every time.
Yeah. Shit stain.
It looks like weird.
I think the one thing that gets lack in any type of stuff these days, and you guys like on our chat stuff that we talk about, is I don't get in a lot of the arguments about things or that you guys go back and forth is because I claim no expertise to anything. However, the one thing I can do is provide, like, if there's something that you guys are talking about and I have personal experience with, I have something to say about that. Where this one, there's no anecdotal evidence. This Ben doesn't go out. Well, go talk to somebody who's been with Gary, some women who's worked with Gary.
Yeah.
Women who have, Kelsey has a really nice interview about her time meeting Gary and him encouraging you to become a GM. And there's give me, I would like, Ben's out there. Hey, Ben, if you got some sort of evidence besides that one piece of line in all of his fucking years that he's been on this earth, or you can find someone who has something bad to say of females that's encountered that says that, bring it up. Otherwise, you're just full of shit looking for attention. I mean, you're trying to destroy someone's legacy so you want clicks. I mean, it's despicable. You're disgusting.
Yes.
I mean, that you just don't do that. I mean, that's not enough. That's crap.
I highlighted Tim there because he rarely talks. I had to highlight him across the screen.
Yeah.
I think it's a great point that if you have to dig this deep in order to find, somebody who is really have a particular view, they don't just write about it once in a letter to a magazine.
Right.
Like they talk, it comes up a lot.
Yeah, always. It's a lifestyle thing. Just like what did you call it? What's that guy, the Judges Guild douche? Right.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say this I say this as a libertarian. There's an old joke. How do you tell the libertarian in the room, don't worry, he'll tell you? That,
all right.
That's it.
I like it, but it makes sense. I never heard of it, but it makes sense, Greg.
There's certain beliefs that people tend to not.
It's like Jehovah's Witness syndrome, same fucking thing.
Yeah, exactly. They'll let you. Vegans, same thing. Yeah, it's that kind of thing. No, there's no secret vegans out there.
Yeah.
There's no. They'll let you know. So if you have to dig way deep in order to find some letter that somebody wrote in 1975, it's not.
And I don't think anybody's under the illusion that he was Saint Gary by any means. He probably did some dumbass shit. He'd show me someone
his LA experience.
His LA coke and hookers or whatever the fuck he did out there. Yeah,
Gary lived some life.
Why wouldn't he? He was 50 years old and he got some money. Fuck yeah.
He
was broke ass poor before that. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah. It's like, after that.
Yeah, it's true. at least you had coke and hookers in LA, dude. For a little bit of time.
I mean, nobody's thinking he's going to be a saint or anything like that.
Or should you? Should you expect everybody to have is the standard you can never do anything wrong?
No.
Or else you're a bad person.
That's
one thing you
Greg,
did
that's
wrong?
the new standard because the current generation of the older generation of men from Gen X on in the past, not the millennials, but Gen X on in the past, you made your bones, you had your merit, your status and your social standing by what? Sports, getting laid, what you're into, rock, cars, whatever the hell it was. You were a fucking man, and if somebody told you out on it, what did you do, Tim? If somebody talked shit to you back in the day, Tim, what did you do?
What did I do?
Yeah, what did you do? If somebody called you out and said you're a whatever the fuck and pissed you off, what was the response back when they said it to your face?
I mean, if they were wrong, then I would punch them in their face.
Bingo! Welcome to Gen X, baby.
Laugh. Yeah. It's the Gen X. The Gen X motto of fuck around and find out.
That's it.
That's
right.
That's our.
And nowadays. There is no such thing because you could do it anonymously, sitting in your mother's fucking basement, you fat man-boobed motherfucker, talking shit to people who could beat your fucking ass if they ever said it to your face, right? And then you'd probably sue them because you're a bitch, right? That's what you would do. You know what I mean?
I feel like I'm living that experience. Holy shit.
Mr. Gunn called it. Punch him in the face, exactly. But this new generation, you scored your points by how'd you get laid. Everybody's goal when you're in their teenage to the young 20s, how do you get laid? Sports, be cool, music, rock, whatever the hell it was. Cars, you wanted to, you know, right? Not D&D. No. That wasn't the way.
Miscalculated on that.
We thought dice would get us there. No, dice are not anal beads, boys and girls. Dice are not the same as anal beads.
It's got their pretty on it. It's not a demon. It's not pretty. I know the difference. Isn't that sexy?
Wait, I rolled a 20. It means you're gonna blow me. Nope. Didn't work that way.
Wow.
I don't know what
I think you've just created a new publishable product here, Joe.
What, a D20 for a blowjob? What?
Joe's Coke Companion. A collection of tables for the discerning gentleman.
Discerning gentleman. Well, I got to change my back. If we're
talking,
I
hate to rain on your parade on the good old days.
That's your job, right?
But
if we're talking discerning gentleman, right there we go.
I happened to grow up a nerd, and I was picked on continuously until I got into sports. And yes, I had my share of fights, but those fights weren't born out of me trying to prove myself as a man. They were born out of frustration.
They were born out of
all the assholes.
The
continued abuse that I had to endure day after day. And it's only when I, got up to 200 or 180, 200 pounds that they started to leave me the fuck alone. And even then, they wouldn't leave me the fuck alone.
But Rob, it was born out of them trying to prove themselves as a man by picking on the big guy who was a geek. That's my point. Back then,
the whole point of me raising this is that there were nerds, and I was a nerd, and life was not. Here's the thing. Nerds were picked on. They didn't deserve it. But knowing myself and my fellow friends who were nerds, we didn't handle it that well either ourselves. No. We said a lot of inappropriate stuff. And so when I see all this historical, people talking about back in the day, not you and this, but the younger generation talking about it, I see echoes of how the nerds were picked on. Because if you dig into what we wrote and said, because we were socially inept, we said all kinds of wrong things. And even though we, half the time we just didn't know what to say. And
Rob, in our lives, we've had at least 4 different ways to say black people that were socially acceptable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it. Right?
This is a little bit. This is not just being racist. It's just like inappropriate advance to a girl that you like. You're trying to get her, and you have the cool football guy who seems to do everything right, or that guy who's not necessarily in sport but it had all the girls, and then you try it and you totally embarrass yourself, and sometimes, God forbid, you embarrassed her, and
It's good, Tim. Tell the story. There's a story here that Rob's referring to. I don't know, but I know Tim knows what it is. He's laughing. Look, he's putting his head down. He knows it.
I'd rather not say it online.
There you go, Tim. You're on full screen.
Don't pick the scab too hard, Joe.
I know. I can't get enough of exit solo there.
I agree with you, Rob, that I got picked on a lot, but it's kind of a situation where people are going to find there's no way to stop people from doing that. I use the example of the word for somebody who has mental deficiencies has changed over and over and over and over again, and people keep coming up with a new word and saying, oh, this word is mean and bad, and then they come up with a new word because humans just need a word to say you're doing dumb shit. And that's what we need. We need a word. So as long as we keep changing that word around, somebody's going to go, oh, that word hurts my feelings. We're going to get a new word. It's never going to end. It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Well, here's a hint, Greg. The word you're saying that you're doing dumb shit hasn't changed.
No,
so why don't you just use that then rather than
500 years ago, if you said you're doing dumb shit, it wouldn't make sense to anyone.
Yeah.
But if you said he's being a moron,
actually
it might have
because dumb and shit are Anglo-Saxon words carried over from Old English. So.
Yeah.
What if you're Germany?
We just keep changing the word. That's all. It's just a word. It's like the old George Carlin thing. It just represents thought.
Yeah. The 7 words, right?
Yeah. It's just.
I worked with a lieutenant on the job when I became a new sergeant, and we were talking. And his prior job was actually before he became a cop. He worked in a mental health facility, and he spent 10 minutes giving me the by-the-book definitions for every word that people tend to use at that time to refer to people. The R word, the imbecile, everything else. And he went through and gave me scientific definitions. And at the end, I was like, so Lou, what's the point of that? He goes, I don't know. Call them whatever you want. It all fits. I'm like,
it all fits. Jesus Christ. That's the worst part of it all. Right there, it all fits.
It all fits.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He was he's also a helicopter pilot. He was a very he was a very bitter guy because he had been a supervisor in aviation and then got hit with an accusation of sexism and got put on patrol. But he was a source of amazing knowledge. And he went through all that. And I said, so how am I going to use this? I'm like, it's all the same.
He was a helicopter pilot, and he got nailed with some accusation related to sexist shit. All I'm thinking is that old movie, Blue. What was the fucking helicopter? Blue something. Where Blue Thunder, where they were like hovering silent mode outside some hot woman's apartment while she was doing naked yoga.
Remember that? Yeah.
Naked yoga. I'm like, yeah, baby. maybe it's inspired by him, Eric. I don't know.
But I mean, the language that was acceptable to us 20 years. The language that was acceptable to those that are in control of language and society 20 years ago is no longer acceptable today.
It's all Maoism. It's all erasing the past to make the present no connection to the old past. That's all it is.
It's Maoism, or is it 1984?
No, yeah.
Because
the memory hole,
right? Because listen, we all heard the saying: those that ignore the past are doomed to repeat it.
Yeah.
Right? But if you don't know the past, you don't know what's coming up in your future.
I'm sorry, guys. You just sound like my great. So I went to this cabin, log cabin, when I was at 12 years old. It was over in Warren County, and the family, my mom's side of the family, had it gathered, and the way my family worked, the way the relations of my family, I didn't have any cousins. I had great uncles and great aunts, and I can remember them sitting around the fireplace bitching about my sister generation and a little bit about us Gen Xers and how we were all blah blah blah. And you guys are the same way.
But Rob, we're telling the truth. We are telling the truth, though. That's the difference, is that we're right and they were wrong.
It's also not the case that at that time your generation was going around on social media trying to get those people fired for having those views either.
It wasn't us. Yeah, we weren't doing that shit. We didn't give a fuck. Gen X didn't give a fuck.
The form has changed, but the essential bitch remains. We're older people, and we're bitching about the younger people.
But Rob, the truth is different. They are genuinely, literally, objectively, not even subjectively, idiots. This new couple generations are fucking morons with no knowledge of history or anything other than whatever the hell's on their phone yesterday. So,
but Joe,
you really? So you would go back to 1970, get people our age, and it would be far more informed than the kids in this age.
Absolutely, Rob. There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
But Joe, see, one thing that you're missing.
Yeah.
All right. I saw this with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Right before I retired, is that when it comes, and if we're talking about the youth that go out there and protest whatever, the ring dings have doubled in price. I don't care what they're protesting.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that are leading them are from the generation before ours. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. It is those that have been professional protesters for their whole life are the ones that are still pushing the buttons on these. When you have two women in their 80s come up to you in uniform at a protest, and both of them, one a minute after the other, yell at you, "You fucking piece of shit," till you can smell their breath as that spittle hits your face. And I'm still stunned from the first one, and she stands off. And then the second one walks up, and there's the same fucking line, because I had the sergeant shield and the chevrons. And my detective's like, "Sarge, what the fuck was that?" I go, "I have no idea, but for the rest of the night, refer to me as you fucking piece of shit." Apparently, I had to, it was going to be a long night. I had to keep it light-handed. But, I mean, that's
Eric,
that's the generation that's leading.
Gary, Eric, I support you on that because it didn't happen as recently as yours, but back in the 80s when I was involved in politics at college, I would sit there and I'm 20 years old, 21 years old, and I'm looking at these guys and they're in their 30s, and while they're not part of the student part of it, they're like advisors, graduate students, or for some of them professors. I was thinking, have you never gotten over the fucking 60s? This is not the 60s anymore. Why are you treating it? It's like
that same generation is out there.
I've had the same conversation back in the Google Plus time frame with Stuart Robertson about these people are complaining about D&D based on how they felt in a game in 1985, and they're acting like that's the normal experience for everyone in 2010. And that it's because the individual people have an individual siloed experience. And they refer back to it, and they think this is how things are, even though that's just their experience of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're sitting there going, "This is how people GM second edition D&D or something." And you're like, you don't have any idea how people GM.
You weren't there. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, even at the time that you're talking about, you didn't know what all the other people were doing.
Nobody did. We were siloed. Nobody did. There was no internet. We were siloed.
Everybody was playing a different game.
Yeah,
I still believe this. This when I first came up with the idea. I think a lot of the story gamers are designing story games specifically to prevent things that happen to them in real life by bad GMs. So they're like, "Well, I'm going to make it so that you have a token, and if the GM does that, you can just play your token, and then you win." Screw that GM. Like, I think that's exactly what's motivating a lot of them is that they've had these traumatic experiences with one person.
Yeah.
And so they want to design a whole game so that nobody else can be that person.
An asshole DM to them. Yeah.
And it's just stupid.
I am in that unique position that when I was growing up as a teen, I was in two different D&D groups in two different states. I had my occasional weekend D&D group in the Pocono Mountains, Lakeland and Paw Peck area, and that was universally teenage males, white. And then I had my gaming group in New York City, which was universally everything: Black, Hispanic, Jewish, Catholic, Filipino. Occasionally, girls would show up. and then realized that we were the bunch of geeks they thought we were.
Yeah.
And wouldn't show up again. And then you got to college, and it was like high school, but with girls, because we had a club room, and you could. So, but I experienced too. So when people like Jason Tondo say that, well, back in the 80s, it was overwhelmingly white males. If you grew up in an area where 98% of the population was white, your gaming group is going to reflect that. And I had my feet in two different cultures, essentially, and I got to see it both ways and to understand that one person's experience in one location is not the definition of how gaming was at any point. Even now, although now, admittedly, with VTTs, you can literally put a group together from around the world.
Yeah.
There's nothing holding you back. So to, again, judge the present by looking at the past and making complaints about the past from your own personal experiences. No, I've never seen anybody try to put together a survey of gamers in their 50s. How did you game back in the 80s? How was and see things like, did you live in an urban environment, a rural environment?
And even then, we're talking about a voluntary association.
Yes.
So, like, if you look at churches, which
kind of like the Freemasons, really,
churches are voluntary associations. They fit the people that go to a particular church fit a particular demographic or whatever. It doesn't matter what the church is. It doesn't matter what ethnic group it is. It doesn't matter what culture. Like, people will cluster into religious groups like that are homogenous because it's a voluntary association. Nobody breaks into the quilting guild and is like, you need more Asian men. It's not,
Greg. Yeah. Give it a week or two. They'll find that group on Meetup and they'll get in there.
These are voluntary associations. Why do we care who people voluntarily associate with in their private time? It's ridiculous.
I have two local Catholic churches that I literally within 5 blocks from each of them. One's under the Diocese of Brooklyn, and one is a Franciscan Friars. And the Franciscan Friars one has a Polish mass every Sunday, which is totally Polish, and serves the Polish population that is Catholic.
They give kielbasa for communion, Eric? Or?
I don't. Probably not.
I mean, sign me up, baby. A little mustard and sauerkraut, we're good to go.
And the other church has a mass that is attended almost exclusively by Filipinos, because that's where they've decided that the Filipino community in this area of Queens has like, hey, we got a Filipino, priest, and we can get some of the mass said in Tagalog or whatever. So again, that's free association. Nobody's saying that me as a white guy has to go in there and got to balance your numbers a bit. I mean, real life doesn't work that way, and I think that falling into social media and all this stuff has been great, and it expands our world, and it brings into us the context and contact with people from everywhere. But the reality is, where you live is likely where you're going to socialize with people around you. My neighborhood, it's everybody and everything from around the world. But if I was up in the Poconos, I would be almost exclusively around, other whites.
Speaking of old racist shit, Tim, quiz. What did Charles Bukowski say about Filipinos in a fight? What do you got to watch out for? Anybody?
I can't. Nope, don't know.
Knives. They all got big fucking knives.
I thought there was something more clever than that.
No. Just watch out. They all got big fucking knives.
I thought you were expecting some sort of weird quote from.
Just a practical thing.
They've all got those, throwing stars.
No, those are from Karatur.
Legacies of racism in my hometown. We had 3 Catholic church in a town about 20,000 people, region of 20,000. Meadville is actually a little bit smaller than that, but when you including the surrounding township, we have a German Catholic church, St. Agatha's. We have an Irish Catholic church, St. Bridget, and we have an Italian Catholic church, St. Mary, and that continued. I mean, that was the way I was a kid. It was only 10 years ago that they finally merged into a single unified Meadville parish.
Because they don't have enough people, Rob. In my old hometown growing up, there was a town of 19,000 people at 5 Catholic churches, each for a different ethnicity. Now they're down to 1. So
they didn't have enough people 25 years ago, and it took them 15 years to get the gumption to merge.
Yeah. Hey, let me change the topic a little bit. Eric, congratulations on 3,500 people.
Thank you.
Subscribers now. Really good. Really good. It's a major fucking milestone. And
subscribe the old-fashioned way.
I want to throw out a challenge to you because nothing incited me more than beating Matt's ass. And Matt never paid us bet that I won. He welched like a bitch that he is. So let me throw a challenge to you, Eric, because I want to grow my
wait,
channel.
Joe, on the other hand, Matt has the girl. So who is the real winner here?
Who doesn't let him roll dice, Rob? I win. That's who the real winner is. I still roll dice. He can't play D&D anymore because he's a fucking balls are locked down.
He can play solo.
Bitch. He can play solo D&D because when he's allowed, when she lets him.
Joe. So
anyway,
the other option is he'd be playing something else solo. So
let he who hasn't cast the first, throw, what.
Yeah,
anyway,
well,
Eric, here's the challenge, Eric. Let's say whoever gets to 5,000 subscribers, me or you, same bet Matt and Mia had, $100 to their favorite charity and a great dinner at ShireCon.
Wait, you have a channel?
I have a channel once upon a time. I have 2,260, it looks like 2.26K. You have 3.5. So whoever gets to 5,000, Eric, all right, whoever gets there first, $100 to the favorite charity and ShireCon, which is the same bet me and Matt had, but he bitched out and Welch never pay me because he's a bitch.
He's
want to do it? Are you on? It's live. All right. It's a live challenge. 9:13 p.m.
It's a live challenge.
All right.
Right. Now, all I'm going to say is you can't do like a certain DM that is evil who purchased, apparently, allegedly, looks like it, probably about 2,000 subscribers.
Who did that?
Dude, I could get 1,000 subscribers from like Thailand. Probably
really? I don't do that shit. I'd rather have real subs,
No,
I wouldn't even know how to do that.
But he brought it up for a reason.
Well, I don't know who's doing it, Eric. Type it in private. I'm kind of curious who the fuck is doing that shit, man.
I just told you a certain DM that is evil.
Speaking of convention,
come on, Joe.
Dude, do you see how much Cafe Patron is left in his bottle, motherfucker? I don't know who you're talking about.
Speaking of convention, I've been invited to be one of the guest of honors for WizardCon in April of 2025.
Nice, man.
Where's WizardCon at, Rob?
Kalamazoo, Michigan, within driving distance.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad, man. No.
Are you going to bring a kazoo? I think if you roll in there with a kazoo, it's going to elevate your standing, Rob.
Greg, you've been in this branding business too long. You make weird connections.
He doesn't leave the house. He works from home all day, Rob. That's more the issue, I think.
Yeah, so thanks to I got the invite from Dawn of Wizards Tower Games, so I really appreciate it. So thanks, Dawn.
That's cool.
That's cool, man. I got to find out who the evil DM you're talking about is.
Oh, you're making my head hurt.
I don't know.
If you don't get this, Joe, I'm taking your DM.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Oh,
I see the private chat now.
It's like,
For those who don't know, he's talking about Matt Jackson, boys and girls. So,
well, you got to play to be a GM, evil or good.
Leave Rob alone. Who was saying that?
Leave Rob alone.
That's all right. I got some good. I found ChatGPT and the AI program make really good advertisements. So that was a fun day.
Oh yeah, those pie.
Oh, was that?
Yeah.
Was that the soda pop things or whatever they were. Those ones.
Yeah, you suggested the cranberry one. And,
cranberry cult or cultish cranberry or something like that. Yeah, something like
that was fun.
They're kind of fun. Yeah. Yep.
All right. So hold on a second. So, Fugly is saying like you can actually have where is it, Fugly? Hold on. You can have phantom subscribers can come in very unpredictable ways. I've seen it twice in different venues, and certainly. However, usually phantom subscribers come with straight like corresponding increase in views. So this is a monthly, and the top is the views, and the bottom is that individual's website's increase of subscribers as much as like 1,200 in 1 month. Get no corresponding bump in
views, right? Yeah.
In views.
Yeah.
So very suspicious. And also when YouTube takes away views from you, which you see at probably around summer of 2022, usually it means that your bump prior to that was probably less legitimate than you would wish it to be.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah. So now I do know, and this is that another website was getting hit with views, but subscribers. They're like, they went from like 150 to 1,000, and I know the person. I said, "Did you do this?" And he's like, "No." I go, "How the hell did I get that many?" I go, "I have a feeling that somebody is trying to get your channel bounced." So they wrote to YouTube, and YouTube actually did an investigation and removed, I think, over half the subscribers that had been mysteriously added, because they will flag. They will flag usually from countries like Thailand, Malaysia. Usually it's a lot of Southeast Asia because they have internet access, and they get paid, I don't know, 2 cents, 10 cents to sign up for these subscribing websites. So
I wouldn't do that. That's no fun.
I know you wouldn't.
Yeah, Matt would cheat like that, but I would never do something like that.
I know you wouldn't yet.
I know you.
Yeah.
I had to bring it up. It was an excuse.
I wouldn't know how.
Matt lacks the drive.
Matt likes to drive, and I need the challenge, and I want to grow it. So I figured this is a good challenge. You hit 35. Let's first one to 5,000, because we do different kinds of videos, right? You do every day. You do sometimes more than one a day. You do news and stuff, and I do more like gameplay shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different kind of thing. You hit your channel, right, Eric? How many videos do you have right now?
Oh my God. You really want me to figure this number out?
Just a quick. I mean, look at your base channel, like, because I have 2.26K, so 2260, and I have 117 videos, right? So, and that's with the bullshit, a couple dozen lives. You know what I mean? Right. Not lives, the shorts. You know what I mean? So
I've got 685 pages with 30 per page. So I guess that's roughly 2,000 videos.
Jesus, it doesn't say on your homepage, Eric. If you just pull up your homepage,
maybe I don't know. I was on my dashboard.
Yeah. Go to your homepage, not the dashboard, but your YouTube homepage. It should say something subscribers and something videos.
Oh, okay. I was on my I was on my studio.
Yeah, I have 117 with about 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 13, 14 shorts, which goes into the 117. So I got about a little over 100 videos with 2.26. We have a different style, different presentation. So I think this could be fun because we have a different approach to hitting it. You know what I mean?
Right.
This could be a fun challenge. And I know you'll pay up, unlike Matt the bitch. So this would be fun when I beat you.
2.2 thousand videos. Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay. So yeah. So you're averaging like 1 point something viewers per video, and I'm averaging like 10, 20 or something like per video, something like that.
So you're hoping You're hoping that you'll somehow like
here comes Greg with the math.
Become better than Eric. I don't understand.
I'm going to put out more videos, and therefore my
yeah. But I've seen your videos.
They're great videos.
They're okay.
They're awesome videos. They're just stunning videos.
Well,
really,
your growth pretty much stopped when you and I started doing.
I know, Tim, you're fucked up, dude.
I did. Yes, I did.
Sometimes I see you guys doing stuff, and I just like log in and make a few comments and then leave. Does that count as a view?
Yeah.
Views are one thing. Subs are a different thing. We're talking about subs, Greg.
Okay, yeah,
not
views.
views.
It's true. I'm just trying to get a sense of how transient your audience is.
Oh, they're transient. They're fickle bitches.
Well, you can also look up and look at your Google Analytics and see how many of your views are coming from subscribers. So, like if you watch other channels, they'll go, "Well, I've looked at my analytics, and only 40% of you are subscribed." Listen, I'm just glad that I think our female viewership has surpassed 1%.
Right.
You have to have goals, and that was one of them.
That's it. Let me see my audience. All right, so I got my audience is where do you see that shit, dude?
On your analytics,
subscribers, analytics. Jesus Christ!
Dig deep.
Oh, I have 23.9% female because I'm a fucking stud because they haven't seen me on camera yet. That's why, right? And then I have 76 males. All right, but my split of ages, 25 to 34, I'm 52%. 45 to 54, yeah, because I'm a stud again, Eric. I'm a stud. Chicks dig me. Young chicks dig me. All right, so the 23% is all about that 25 to 34.
If somebody in a mental institution logs into their account for the display TV, does that count as being a female viewer if it's a female account?
If they identify as female, Greg, I'll take it.
Okay, I'm just trying to get my head around it, trying to figure out.
And I don't know because a lot of people don't actually log into YouTube. So how it knows, I don't know. So here I'm going to throw my. By the way, my numbers slipped apparently. For
are you? Wait a minute. I was only doing lifetime. I was only doing 28 days. Let me do
28 days.
Let me do lifetime. Let's see what lifetime is, Eric, because that'll be a different story. You know what I mean?
All right, hold on a second.
So what do you see for lifetime?
Okay, hold on. Lifetime for women.
All right, lifetime. I'm looking at lifetime here. Oh, that changes shit. That changes shit.
1.7. 1.7.
All right, I am 2.5. I've doubled you in female viewership. What did I do in the last?
Wow, that's really disappointing.
It is. What happened?
I wouldn't trust your lawyer math. 1.7 does not double to 2.5.
Something like that.
Yeah, let's
lawyers. So I just checked the lifetime.
Lawyers have to divide by thirds, Greg. That's all they ever need to do for math. That's it.
So,
all right. That's what I was told in law school.
So I checked the lifetime on my Bat in the Attic blog, and I'm almost up to 200,000 views on my How to Make the Fantasy Sandbox post.
Wow! Holy shit! Pretty cool.
How many?
How
many are female, Rob?
It doesn't give me that.
Yeah.
Not counting Kellyanne. Not counting Kellyanne, Rob.
All I can say is that most of my viewers, 1.74 million views from the United States, followed by almost an equal number from Canada and the United Kingdom. I got my fourth highest are Singapore and Hong Kong.
Check this out. I have forgetting about the male-female thing, which I don't know what happened in the last 28 days that I got 26% female or whatever the fuck, but I'm now 2.5 female, 97 male. And user specified 0.1. What does user specified mean?
It means neither male nor female.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Anyway, here is me, my channel, right? I have a 0.7%, 13 to 17 years old.
Hold on a second.
I got 0.1.
You're listening to Elton John's Tiny Dancer.
I am. I love Elton John's Tiny Dancer.
Oh my God.
Who doesn't like this Elton John Tiny Dancer? This video is the greatest video of all time. I gotta say, I'll mute it so you can't see. It's a great fucking video. But back to
Joe. Just so you know, this is your fifth greatest video of all the time.
It's great
of all
though.
Time.
All right, so 18 to 24, I'm 10.5. 25 to 34, 31. That's shocking, actually. 35 to 44, 24. Then 45,
drunk women
27.
must be accidentally clicking on your videos.
Greg, they heard about the tripod. That's all I got to say. All right, that's all I got to say.
Okay, all right. All right, Tiny Dancer.
Almost half my viewers, Joe, are the 45 to 54.
Yeah. Wow, Eric.
Almost
you
half.
Scale old, you motherfucker. This is why you never show yourself.
I'm just saying, if your female increased over the past, 30 days.
I knew this was coming, Tim. Here it comes. Here it is. They're like old guys.
Yeah. So, I'm just saying that man influenced.
Look at Tim getting a little chubby. Ivy's gonna get some tonight. Tim's feeling randy.
We've already got a chubby.
Point out facts.
We don't need to
know. Joe, I do have a question. What is the most views you've received on any particular video?
Any video? Let me see. I could look at that. There's a way to look at that. Give me a second.
I recently had a tweet go viral because I'm about to 500 subs on Twitter, but I had a tweet go viral to 43K.
My biggest video, Greg, how to run your first OSR campaign to becoming from 1D&D/5E/5.5/6E. 26,000 views. My next one, how to help 5E players adjust to your old school game, 19,000. My next one is 2E AD&D old school OSR, why I'm using it for next campaign, 10,000. The next one, Wizards of the Coast hates you, 7.9K.
So, Joe, can you set it for the last 30 days and see what was most popular?
No, I can only see this.
Yes, you can.
I don't know how to do it. I'm looking at my base page. I'm looking at. Is there a way to do it, Eric? Or
there is on your
studio and do it.
On your studio.
Because your most recent video will pop to the top, but then below that are your steady, I wouldn't call earners, but the ones that people like going to.
All right. Well, let's look at content. All last 28 days.
My big one is the Trove Gone for Good, 33,700.
I don't know where that is, Eric. What are you looking at? Show me your screen, Eric, and then I can mimic the screen. You know what I mean?
Mimic the screen.
Like as we're shedding viewers by the second as we talk about our fucking ego stroking views here, by the way. Where you at?
Wrong one. Hold on. I got it.
I don't know how to do this analytics bullshit like you do.
All right, and then after this, we got to do the giveaway. So don't everybody leave.
Oh, we got a giveaway?
We got a giveaway.
What's the giveaway?
We're giving away Rob.
Oh, all right. Well, shit. All right. Channel analytics overview. Okay. So where am I looking? Your content in this period. Oh, I see. So 28 days. So my best views are the ones I said before. How to help here. I'll show you. So how to help 5E adjust to your old school game, 718 views. How to run your first OSR campaign, 638. Setting expectations for your old school D&D guys, 216. So it's pretty much the same. And Tim, you were popping up there. Tim prepping for a Shadow Dark campaign, which is 149 views.
Now, how much prep do you do, Tim, per hour of someone surviving in the campaign?
Nobody survives, Greg. What kind of stupid question is that?
I believe you survived the entire campaign last time, Greg.
That's true, but I wasn't playing Shadow Dark with you.
That's true.
I heard your Shadow Dark games were particularly deadly.
Well, they
kill all of us.
Give your most precious resource to a 12-year-old boy who's never been in the Comor Forest. I believe what they got is what they deserved.
That is all due to Ken, by the way.
Actually, it was due to I think Flint out there getting hammered and dying in front of the 12-year-old boy and scaring him away. That was Flint's.
Are we blaming Flint? I'll blame Flint. As long as you're not blaming me, I'll blame Flint. That's fine with me. Yeah, that's fine.
As long as you're the one, I believe, who gave the torch to the 12-year-old boy, didn't you?
But Flint didn't stop me, Tim. That's really the key thing you're missing here. Flint didn't stop me. All right.
Yeah, that's true.
So you have to be managed like a. Like
sometimes.
Oh yeah. He
I am single, Greg. I've not been tamed yet. I mean, I know you've been tamed and hackered, tied down in the ship, but. Well, I don't want to get into your particulars there, but it's just a different story. What's it? Oh, we got a giveaway.
Well, I'll let people know. So listen, we're gonna do this in about 5 minutes.
All right.
You gotta, if you want to enter, put chubby in the chat.
Chubby in the chat.
Chubby in the chat.
Chubby in the chat.
Just chubby. Just chubby.
Yeah.
You got to type chubby.
I'm typing that shit.
I'm not giving you nothing.
I haven't bought any of your shit yet, motherfucker. How else am I going to get your stuff?
And it's not like you're going to read it, Joe.
I don't read it. I know.
Yeah, Joe doesn't know how to read.
I know. I don't read it.
Oh,
But
everybody.
I don't know if capitalization is important or not. So everybody make sure you do it with small letters. No capitalization.
CHUBBY. Mr. Gunn,
Sure
spell it right.
everybody is included that wants to be included. CHUBBY. Small letters.
Small letters. Like
Mr. Gunn has it, chubby.
But it's capitalized.
Oh, look at Rob trying to get on the free shit. Moocher.
You bet.
I thought you already had it, Rob.
Yeah.
And
hell.
Enter chubby, small letters.
Yeah, but then I can give it away to a person of my choosing.
You're going to keep that shit.
Dude, you're
recycling. You give away another giveaway.
All right, Grandpa, you're going to get toothpaste for Christmas.
Oh, that's funny.
You're going to get dentures.
What are we giving away? Anyway, is it Greg?
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
We're giving away We're giving away one of the bottles of that liquor that you found.
I'm in then.
Yeah, but it's coming from you.
Oh well, fuck
We
you.
are giving away.
I don't give up this shit.
We
I
are
got 3
giving
bottles.
away
I'm typing chubby 3 times.
We are giving away the Shadow Rim, and if Joe wins, he does not win. If I win, I do not win. We will re-roll.
We will re-roll your chubbies.
I want to win at chubby.
Yep. So this is a
Hector Martinez. Hello.
An homage to a setting that you may recognize from this map.
I don't recognize shit. What is that map?
Yeah, because you don't like to play video games, Joe. No. But it's
got a life, Greg. I got laid.
It's a Shadow Dark system variant, so it has random talents at every level. But instead of organizing them into class, they are organized into star signs. Like
I have a question, Greg. Does everything level up as you level up?
No, it does not.
Those who played those games, the Elder Scroll games, know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Except I don't think that applies to the MMORPG.
Now you can, if you're an enterprising GM, you can totally do that, Rob. You can choose level. I have a diverse selection of monsters, so you can do it. So this is the first star sign, the Blade. This one will allow you to engage in shouting matches with your enemies. If you know what I'm talking about from the video game. Then there's the coin, the dragon, an eye, the falcon, the fist, the horn, the ring, and the skull. Each one has 11 different options on the random talent roll, rather than just 5 categories of like 2 to 4 and 5 to 6 and so on. So every single one gives you a star in the sky, and you have you can change signs at things, so you're not locked into any particular class. So it fits into the style of the video game in that manner. But we have everything you need here to run the game the way you could run it. I've had somebody on Twitter who posted notes that he's running it exactly. They're starting out with a dragon attack and they're fleeing to Riverwood. That's right out of the gate. But if you don't have to run it like that, I had 5, 6 different options for how you could initiate it anywhere on the map. You could have them wash ashore somewhere. You could have them come out of the dungeons and stuff. All kinds of different ways that you can start a new campaign. So, like I said, with the map, the point is that there are there's 200 keyed hexes on the map, but you can put all sorts of stuff from the video game that you like anywhere you want.
But Greg, you really do publish it. You're not just making this shit up, huh? You actually publish stuff.
Yes, Joe.
Fuck.
Yes.
Fuck.
I'm waiting on POD proofs for this right now. It's going to be a full color POD.
Yes, Joe, you too can publish if you're just like Greg.
Yeah. Flint wants to know if there are Chubby Funster pre-gens.
They are actually written on notebook paper on my side desk over here. My son helped write them up and make them up, so I just have to put them. There's a character sheet that I made that's custom for it. I just have to put them on there and kind of put it in as part of a PDF. I just haven't polished it off yet.
Draft speed, make it all lowercase. It's got to be all lowercase.
Yeah.
Just make
lowercase,
sure.
guys. All lowercase.
Lower. Small letters.
It is case
small
sensitive.
letters. Well, we don't know if it is, but I'm assuming it is.
Yeah.
What happens, Eric, if you type it in more than once? Like if I
it only just there we go. All right, Chubby.
There we go.
All right, here we go. Is it a reroll or is it a keeper? Is it a reroll or is it a keeper? Hector!
Hector! Good job, buddy. Eric, where do you get this shit at, man? Where do you get these little apps and stuff for StreamYards? Me and Tim need some bling like this, man, for our Monday show.
StreamYard giveaway, that's all.
That's it?
I'm going to bring it to the page, man. It's a StreamYard thing. Hector, if you know where I am on Facebook, you can PM me and I will forward your information. Otherwise, I will throw my email up on the screen. Hold on a second. There it is on the bottom. tankars.tavern@gmail.com. And just say, hey, get me in contact with Greg. The Chubby. He owes me a Chubby. You know, and then we're come on, there's no more reach arounds. We gotta make do with what we got.
Right.
Rob hasn't done a good reach around tonight, has he? Has he really?
Now, Joe, I do want to make a pitch to you. It just occurred to me. So I know that you are not a fan of symbols of authority and people who represent intrusion into your private life.
Eric's the only cop I like.
Yeah. Now, in this,
I'm told that by others.
Yeah.
In this setting, there are high elves that anybody who's played the game hates them, knows them well, that go around and are looking for people who are worshiping the wrong god. And they are in this game called Dominionists because of their yes. So you can hunt down and kill Dominionists. Everybody, if you played this game, I kill every single one every time I go through my playthrough. I shall not suffer one to live. So if you're like me and you want to kill a lot of Dominionists,
what was the Dominion from? Was that Babylon 5 or where was that from?
There's a high elf Dominion.
No, I mean sci-fi. There was a sci-fi with the Dominion as the bad guys. What was that? Was that B5?
That was Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine. Another rest stop in space show. Yeah.
So I guess I do have one thing to show tonight. A future Black Marsh project that I'm working on. I printed on use my wide format.
Oh, looks nice.
I will embiggen you right now. Hold on.
Embiggen.
You are embiggened.
And how many of those hexes are keyed, Rob?
I haven't gotten that far, but I'm
okay.
Not
Greg,
all of them will be keyed.
Greg bragging about his
each of the small hexes
I'm just wondering.
Greg is like dick measuring hex contest or something here. Greg throwing out there. You know? I have 68,000 hexes keyed, motherfucker.
Now when you're saying the small hexes, Rob, you're talking about the very small hexes?
Yeah, the very small hexes are 0.22 mile hexes. The biggest hexes are 5 mile. And when I printed this out, I forgot to turn off the layer for the 1 mile hexes. They're not going to be on the final map. But yeah, this is the area just to the east of Castle Black Marsh. And I'm going to make it a level 1 through 5 area, kind of like a keep in the borderland type situation. And put stuff here in this wilderness for parties to explore before they venture out the rest of Black Marsh.
Yeah, it looks good, Rob. I like it.
Yeah. And the reason why this looks like this is the remnant of the mountain that fell. So the whole land is all cracked and stuff and filled in with water, forming swamps called the Black Marsh.
And what print is that? That's not the 12 by 18, is it?
Yeah, 12 by 18.
Well, I'm hearing some whip. It's good. Is that on thicker paper?
Yeah, I went on Amazon and bought a ream of 12 by 18 cardstock, and I print that on the Epson.
What's the weight of it? Is it 65 or 100? Or I not that it matters much, but I'm kind of curious now too, because it sounds like it's more than 65. It sounds like it's like 110 or 100, something like that.
That sounds, but it's cardstock, right? But I can tell you in a second. Just look at my order.
How do you leave the room for the idiots in suspense?
The more I hum, the more people leave the room. Hurry the fuck up, Rob.
Should have
just said, make it up, Rob.
Don't order the 20-pound 11 by 17. Oh God, that stuff is thin. Yeah, it's 100. It's 100 pound.
Okay, that's what it sounded like. Yeah, wasn't sure about it.
100-pound matte cardstock. Crispy nailed it by the sound effect. Damn, look at that. Impressive.
Yeah, but 20 pound.
Well, 20 is like copier paper, Rob.
Yeah. 20 is basically.
Oh, it's thinner than copier paper. But the one I actually did well with.
Oh, reach around, boys and girls. Here it is, live. There it is. Big screen. There it comes. He's fondling some stuff back there. We can't tell what yet. He's fondling Lionheart, it looks like.
I reach around.
An ass shot. All right, here we go.
So I bought some 32-pounder and printed off this.
Nice.
Harn. It got bent.
Yeah.
I blame Joe.
That's not me.
Yeah. So I was happy with this, and the print doesn't see with the other 11 by 17. The print leaks through the other side. It doesn't stain, but you can see it. Right. Here, you can't see the other side. So,
is that 24-pound, Rob?
No, it's 32, I think.
Mr. Gunn with the standing reach around. Mr. Gunn, exactly. It was standing reach around. That's a new one.
Yeah. But
a double one. Rob, bend over.
It's like a double rainbow.
Oh, God.
No, shut the fuck up.
Okay. This is why you come here.
There's 20 years from now. Yeah.
Anyway, you get to drop the F-bomb. It's a good day. Just saying.
This is
now,
like
here's something that
gaming group.
A little bit unusual. So I bought, this is printable cloth.
Mr. Gunn's getting turned on. He's getting aggressive there.
So, I bound this book myself, but I think for the next one, I'm going to bind it in cloth, but I can print on the cloth.
I tell you what, Jeff Talanian had his map. His map of his world. It's like one continent floating in the middle of somewhere on a flat plain, right? And he did a map on cloth for like $100. And I would never buy it because I don't play in his world, but that's a fantastic idea. I think that would be awesome to roll out a cloth map, a thick cloth map of your entire world on a table. That's just great. That's pretty fucking cool. I don't know what it would cost. Charge $100.
If you guys remember this, but I included in the Waterlands of High Fantasy when I had them still for sale. To set the stage, I drew the map at full scale. It's one giant 5-foot wide, 8-foot high map on using CorelDRAW. And then I section out the 22-inch by 17-inch section, which actually got printed. But I included an export of the whole 5-foot by 8-foot area, and I had 5 people tell me, most of them on Google Plus, so I can't look them up anymore. Actually print out the whole thing at 5 foot. But this guy had the one picture showed a giant table, and the tablecloth was the map of the Waterland, my map of the Waterland. So I
That's
thought
pretty
that
cool.
was neat.
Well, Rob, I told you last year, not this past ShireCon 2 months ago, but the one 13 months ago when I was there, or not ShireCon, I'm sorry, North Texas. I played in a city state game, and the guy had your map on the table in front of us. I'm like, oh shit, man, I know that guy, Rob. We're talking about you, and I took a picture of the map.
The full color one.
Full color one. He had it right on the middle of the table. And then later
Excellent.
on that night, we were all fucking getting trashed at the bar, and he rolled out the map for some reason, and it was on the table near the bar, and we were all like, there were beers next to it and drinks next to it. It was fucking cool. I think I took a picture and sent it to you at some point, but it was just pretty cool.
I
man.
remember
Your shit's out there in the wild, dude. It's being used and people like it. The guy was a mega fan, dude. You got to get to North Texas, Rob. You got a lot of fans there, man. Seriously. You made like a shit ton of money off of this last Kickstarter.
I know. I just got to get the timing of the money right. And I made almost $400 selling stuff through Black Glade. So it was a good.
That's what I'm saying, Rob. And if you're there in person, you can sell in person and pimp your own shit, dude. Bring your stuff. It's good. You can make some money. The money you make there pimping your own shit will pay for itself, Rob. Honestly, Well,
I'm gonna try at ShireCon. I'm looking into subscribing to Stripe so I can swipe credit cards.
Yeah,
you're gonna steal people's credit cards.
I heard that too, Greg. I didn't want to say it, but I've been busting the chops enough of it tonight. But yeah, that's what I heard too.
Okay. I know you guys like teasing me, but no. On a more serious note, apparently it's a little bit easier to get set up to take credit card sales. You have to have like a iPhone or a nice Android phone, and you get this device that you attach to it, and then they'll swipe the card, and the company who provides the reader has an account like PayPal, not PayPal, but like PayPal, which then you can withdraw the money for after it sits there for a bit to make sure it doesn't get any chargebacks, and then you just withdraw it to your bank account.
Yeah. Look at Chubby Funster. North Texas is like New Jerusalem for old school gaming. Make the pilgrimage. Yet Greg never leaves Georgia. So
I wanted to, but I do have young children, and I have to save my vacation days for unexpected bullshit that happens with young children.
I get that. All right, you got.
Or just take them to Disney World.
You got the excuse.
So, or wait a minute, you're in Georgia, so you take them to Six Flags.
I do a lot of stuff. I'm just saying, like, it's taking a week off and heading off in the sunset. It's not. I'm not a drunk solo artist like you, Joe. I mean,
I'm barely sober, but I'm not drunk. All right.
Isn't there a Dragon Con in Atlanta?
Yeah, but that's for freaks.
Well, considering who we are, I don't think we have much legs to stand on the anybody.
I'm just saying, it's physically uncomfortable to be around people that are that.
Is that because you're getting a chubby, Mr. Chubby Funster? You're physically uncomfortable because of that?
Like I said, not a fan of people, but I respect them from a distance.
Yeah.
I do want to go to North Texas as soon as real life cooperates.
How many years, Greg, until you estimate real life could cooperate with that proposition?
I don't know. Maybe one day when I'm rolling in Rob level money.
Oh,
and I'm just I can have my own sports drink with each release to bring in some extra promotional cash, and then I'll be able to fund it. You know
what's the key to Rob level money, right, Greg? The editing. Just saying.
The editing. I've seen your work, sir. Unfortunately, that's not helpful.
It was fantastic. Right, Greg, you should have seen it before I edited it. Just saying.
Hey,
many Robisms in there. I had to deal with.
I don't talk a lot about my work, but I do write a significant amount of stuff for my work, and it gets QA'd by people. So I I've become familiar with a lot of my problems, and I've tried to fix the problems that I have in the way that I've been writing over the past 5 years or so. And I think I've come a pretty long way. I actually live in northern suburbs of Atlanta, Mr. Gunn. But it's just very difficult to pay for the kind of editing that you would need to get to like it pains me to even say Watson quality.
You don't get to pay for it.
But
Kickstarter and get your patrons to pay for it.
But you have to pay for that kind of thing in advance.
That's a good point, Rob.
Or I'd have to trust Joe the lawyer to do it. So I have systems that I put in place, and I fix any errors that people bring to me. But I haven't had anywhere near as many errors in recent releases as I did, when I released Ambition and Avarice.
The only problem is when the errors crop up after you release the print copy.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very familiar with this problem.
I never charged for editing because I'm not a good editor, but I'm putting it this way, I'm not a professional editor. I can't charge for it. I'm not that good. Sure. However, I make it better than it was before it got to me. That's the only thing I'll say about it.
Listen, if you can bring it up to early Troll Lord game standards, it's a very low bar.
It's a low bar, Eric.
Low bar.
I heard a comment. I don't know how true this is, but I heard the rumor mill was what I think Steve or Dave or Davis, whatever from Troll Lord said something about one of the products where they just like took the print, put it into format, didn't edit it, didn't look at it. And their reasoning was, well, he's kind of smart. It's probably pretty good. That was it. It went in as written, basically. I don't know how true that is, but it sounds like their ethos.
Confirm nor deny, but I do have my copy of the first printing of the Player's Handbook for Captains of Crusades, and there's a few showstoppers there, but you got to go. All right. Oh, by the way, Greg, in the private chat, we have.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, there you go. Because I'm just trying to make sure I take care of everything. So listen, folks, we're not going to get to the endings, so we're not going to go through the list. Vote for.
We had an agenda tonight, Eric?
No, we didn't.
Oh, all right.
Vote for Shadow Dark.
Vote for Shadow Dark. Amen.
Vote for Shadow Dark. Vote for products that you actually have heard of.
Yeah.
All right. Unless you want to be a total ass, and then vote for the first thing in every category that you don't know anything. Just vote for the first one.
What you going toe ass?
Total ass.
Total
ass. Oh, okay.
Not a toe ass. No, it's like I'm not even going to go into it. Joe's mind is in only one place. It has nothing to do with camels or anything like that. Just saying. I know where Joe's gonna. I know where Joe's gonna go. I know it. I just know it. I'm just trying to preempt it. All right, give him enough. The
Tiny Dancer, baby. That's where we're going. Tiny Dancer. That's where we go. All right. This is the greatest music video of all time of any song I've ever seen. Have you? Anybody? I linked it in the fucking chat there.
Have we been demonetized yet?
Not yet. But
long time ago.
A galaxy far, far away. Hold on. Holy.
Have we? Wait, he froze.
No, you're
I've never been demonetized. In all the times we've ever shared, Eric, I've never been demonetized.
Have we been demonetized?
No. Huh? So Joe, try harder next time. Let's leave on a high note. Let's leave on a high note.
I'm already high. I mean, okay, yeah.
I know. Oh, please, God bless you. Oh, by the way,
I didn't sneeze.
Professor DM got to hang out with was it Dragons in Discourse, the Irish chick, as some people call
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, he's in Ireland.
She cute? I mean, I've seen her face. You just got to wonder about the butt, though. Yeah, I'm a butt guy. You got to wonder. Me and Kramer, ass man. You know what I mean? You always got to wonder.
The picture I saw didn't show a butt. Didn't show his butt either. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Hey. I've seen Professor Dungeon butt. It's not impressive. But I mean, hers, I don't know. We'll have to see. Any case. Thank you all for watching.
For a high note,
Yep.
we found.
Appreciate
Joe's
you
I was
guys.
going to say that high note went down quick.
It wasn't a badass. PDM didn't have a badass. It just wasn't a great ass. I mean, it doesn't get real here, you know. Anyway,
Joe is an ass, but we know that anyway. He's part of our group.
Right.
Folks, thank you so much for spending your Friday evening with this bunch of miscreants.
thanks for wasting 2 hours with us, motherfuckers. You're regretting it. What the hell did I get into?
As usual, be safe, be well. God bless. Roll the dice, rolling well. Tomorrow night, Gamers Health, myself, my wife Rach, and maybe some gaming news video, perhaps.
Yeah. And since me and Eric are in a challenge now, everybody remember, subscribe to my channel and unsubscribe from his. Thank you.
By the way, the D&D stamps are for pre-order, but not just the United States Post Office. The UK Post Office has a set too.
There's a what?
So,
D&D stamp?
Yes.
When did the stamps go?
I didn't hear about that. Where is this? You can't be dropping shit at 9:57, Eric. What is this shit?
Yeah. The stamp pre-order is now, and the U.S. stamps ship, I think, August 1st. I think
Seriously?
they're being stamped.
I have to go down to the post office.
I'm going to have to visit, yeah.
Well, you can go online and pre-order, and they ship for free.
For those 9 letters I send in the next 30 years, I'm all set.
You're going to want to frame it or something.
Yeah.
And then UK has their own set.
Huh.
So the UK stuff. Yes.
Does the UK have things from Fiend Folio on their stamps? Because that'd be perfect. Right? Wouldn't it be great? Look at Tim. Tim got a chubby now.
I would. Yeah, Russ Nichols all over.
I believe I believe Wayne Reynolds is the artist for the UK stuff. Hold on, I'll put it up on the screen real briefly for you. The UK stuff, because I just stumbled into that and I was like, oh, cool, damn.
I'll have to try to contact some of my connections in UK and see if we can do a trade. I'll send them a batch of American ones, and they can send me a batch of UK ones.
I got a friend.
I don't recognize any of those.
What is that shit?
That's 5ER.
Red Dragon, Owlbear, Vecna, Gelatinous Cube, Mind Flayer, Mimic, Displacer Beast, and Beholder.
Buy this. Does any money go to Wizards of the Coast?
I have no idea. No clue.
I don't want to put money in the pockets of hateful people.
I call them hateful.
I don't support hate companies.
Yeah. You know, what's funny is that an old player of mine works at Wizards of the Coast now. From years ago, from the game store, she works there, and
you got a man on the inside.
I got a woman on the inside, but she doesn't work for the D&D section. She works for another section. But I got to hit her up to see what the hell is going on. She was a good player, and she actually told me that I was the best DM she ever had, and she's played with a shit ton since she started working for Wizards. So I'm like, oh, that's a good compliment, you know. Not to pump my own fucking.
Women often tell men they're the best they've ever had, Joe.
You're always the best.
That doesn't mean it's true, Joe.
None of us want to deny it, though, Greg. Do we?
Pump away, Joe. Pump away.
I'll do it. I'll take whatever I could get, man.
All right. On that note, folks, we're out of here. God bless you all.
We are pumping away, folks.
Only Joe. Only Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Only Joe.
That ended a while ago.